going. Let's get the jazz hands going. Come on. We really need the jazz hands today. We really, really need it. There goes Walter. There goes Trae doing the jazz hands. I hope you've got your big girl yellow reflective panties on because it may be time to start the resistance, yo. We are live. We are live. This is a dark day for the Second Amendment in America, but we're live. This is the Hank Strange situation. This is episode 302 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast, coming to you live from the Strange Media Studios here. We've got Trae from Aries Firearms Training. There he goes. There's
thumbs
Trae.
up.
Absolutely. Trae is here. Walter Keller is here of the clan Keller.
Yeah.
There he goes. You guys are here. We're going to talk about this. Of course, the subject for tonight is Trump, ATF, and NRA are wrong on Second Amendment issues. And specifically what we're going to talk about is the Fed has announced, the administration, Trump administration, ATF, have announced the bump stock ban officially. So now the resistance can begin because that, of course, is against the Second Amendment 100%. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to give you our opinions. We'll hear from you guys on what your opinions are as well. What's going on with you guys? What's up?
Well, I wasn't here yesterday because so my ear's itching. Sorry about that. I wasn't here yesterday because I went to see the movie about World War I, and it's
you did see that? Was it pretty good?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to see that.
When you put it back, it's like anything. When you put it back in color, it breaks it, makes it. It doesn't seem like an old movie or like somebody. I don't know. Reattaches it with the humanity of it. Yes.
Yeah. It helps you suspend. It helps you suspend your disbelief, right? You really felt like you were looking through a window into the past.
When you see the blood and you see but they also did a really good job because back then all those movies were silent movies, so they at times added voices and sounds to to make it real. And they did a really good job with that because. The British Army, there's people from all over the world in the British Army and all over England, and there's all kinds of different saying like there's Cockney and there's people different parts of the country sound different, kind of like here.
Dialects,
dialects, like you get somebody from northern Louisiana or southern Arkansas or the hillbillies, they sound like a hillbilly. Well, sorry if you got from there, but versus somebody in Boston, so that kind of thing. So
yeah, I'm sure somebody out there saying hillbilly proud.
Who you calling me a hillbilly? You crazy. But no, they did a really good job, and so there's the movie, and they also had the people talking about it in the movie were actual soldiers that they recorded these people back in the 60s and 70s to get the audio, and so because all World War I soldiers now are all dead, there are no living World War I soldiers anywhere, because they're
unless they're vampires or something.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
maybe Wolverine.
Yeah. So that was really cool there. They did a really good job, and they focused basically on the British soldiers because, like the director said, there were so many different countries that it would have been hard to show all the other aspects in the different countries, and it was about the trench warfare and stuff like that. So
okay, very cool.
And I learned something actually from it. They were mentioning all the different soldiers that came from the different parts of the British Empire at the time. And one thing I didn't realize is they imported 150,000 Chinese.
I didn't know that.
To be I guess for support or whatever. And I didn't realize that at all. So that was kind of
I believe it. There were people, they brought in people from all over the empire.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
I mean, there was from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
From India, from all the places where the Brits.
I knew about the Indian stuff. I didn't know about the Chinese. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, the Brits ran Hong Kong and that other place, Canton, I think it was, in China till 10 or 15 years ago. So
yeah, and there weren't enough people in the UK. So
it's funny they showed them. When the war started, they just lined up in droves to sign up. To be a part of it, to do their thing, and all this. And they were talking about the age was supposed to be 19 years old, but these You know, the guy, the 17-year-olds or 16-year-olds that show up at the recruiters thing, and they go, "When's your birthday?" And he goes, "Oh, it's about. Oh, you mean you mean you're going to be 19, right?" Yeah, boom, good. Off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We're gonna get into it maybe a little bit more in depth here. Before we get to Trae, J. Derek Williams, he gave us $5. He says, "I wish that more people would wake up, stop being puppet, and realize that Trump is only slightly better than the last clown in office." So that's from J. Derek Williams. Of course, we are going to have that conversation about the Trump administration, the ATF, the bump stock ban, the NRA, all the players in that travesty. I don't know, Walter, did you want to respond to that before we go over to Trae?
I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it at this moment. Just kind of sucks. The things that gets me actually more than this is the things that are going on in the States right now. That's the stuff you got to watch. These bozos that want to ban. It seems like all these Democrats now are getting real emboldened. They want to. We're going to ban rifles in my city, or ban weapons, or
magazine
pistols, and we're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it's like, you guys never learned they don't do nothing. We already banned all the magazines one time before.
Yep, and it didn't do anything.
Yeah, we need to do something to let these people know that we're not going to accept infringements on the Second Amendment.
Well,
something's telling them that, hey, we could just go full steam ahead with this.
Yeah, well, like I talked about, there's this thing going on with the Supreme Court where they're going to rule. They could rule about, or a judgment or whatever you want to call it, about ATF and their the ATF has always went beyond their, when they start making laws,
their purview.
Right. They're not supposed to be making laws and changing laws and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's not in their mission statement to make up laws.
They're not the ones in the government that make the laws.
Right.
So
that's not how it works.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting. We got interesting times ahead. So
yeah, absolutely. So Trae, what's going on with you, man? First of all, how's everything? What's going on?
Everything's good, the usual stuff. Just working and
DJ's feeling good today.
What's that?
I could tell DJ's doing good today.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He's being a little rowdy right now. I had to kick him out.
That's cool. No, that's all right.
Good. The usual stuff, just staying ahead of the game, trying to make everything happen, and not real happy about the bump stop thing. I got to go. From following that, kind of opens the door up for other things, and not real pleased about that.
Yeah,
but we'll see what happens. Hopefully, some lawsuits can be activated, and we can go after that too.
Yeah,
we're following news about the national reciprocity carry too. I'm always interested in that one, but nothing particular has happened with that also.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into this. I'm probably gonna skip shouting out people, but I do want to thank everyone that's here, everyone that's in the chat. I see you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. I want to remind everyone to make sure that you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed to the Hank Strange Situation, as well as Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded, that's what this channel is. Make sure you're subscribed to it, and then ring the bell.
Oh, look at the little one. Oh yeah,
she's getting big. I saw she's been climbing around stuff.
Oh yeah, she can swim too.
Oh, cool. Very important. Very very important.
Yes, very important in Florida. And
speaking of that, did you hear about the scumbag that tried to drown his kid, and he put the bait in this baby, or put it in the water, thought it was gone. The baby popped back up and went on its back and floated on its back and survived. They found the baby floating in. That. Oh yeah, it's like a miracle.
Happened to my friend's baby did that. Fell in the pool. They found her really quick, but she had flipped over on her back and basically saved herself. Yeah. Shout out to Kathleen. There we go.
So this guy did that deliberately.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah. The guy deliberately. He thought it was gone, and the police show up and they find it floating face up.
Yeah. If you don't want to be on the planet with the rest of us, don't be here. But don't
drag anybody else into it.
Yeah, don't drag people into it, and don't harm children. Yeah. Along with that, the people who are the least defenseless.
There is somebody that will take that child and
absolutely
very happily. So don't.
Yeah. Every child deserves a chance to live in this world. Okay, and we need to do as much as we can do to protect them.
Yeah, they should drown. He should drown himself and not some child. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's pretty horrible. All right, so there's a lot of things going on here. Like I said, I want to acknowledge everyone that's here in the chat hanging out with us. Thanks to that for you guys for that. We'll get to some people. We did promise that we're going to give away the ATI Safety Harbor Firearms lightweight AR-15. Walter has it right there.
I'll be never so glad to see this thing go away because I've seen this thing so many damn times on the internet. The lightweight AR-15.
It does not come with that. It does not come with that optic that Walter still has on it.
There we go.
FYI, yeah. Pretend that's not there, but everything else it does come with. Walter will throw in a magazine for you.
I'll get a mag with it in case you're in a. Unless you live somewhere where you can't own a high capacity magazine, because I ain't got no low capacity magazines.
We'll weld it one shot at a time.
Yes. So we're going to announce that here in a second. I want to get to some other stuff. We are going to do that. The people that made the choice here are Walter from Safety Harbor Firearms and, of course, Mike from ATI Outdoors.
So don't give Hank a hard time when you don't win, okay?
Yeah, I mean, we took a look at it. We were looking at what everyone was doing, but between Walter and Mike, they looked to see who was out there doing stuff, and lots of people did it. I don't want to get into
don't forget what we talked about, Walter. Don't forget me.
Okay, I don't.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Oh, 20 acres and a mule. Okay, I got it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I don't want to get into naming everyone that did it because there actually were a lot of people who did it who were doing things on all the different platforms and things like that. But we did pick someone. We already know who that is. We're going to announce that here in a second. Thanks to everyone that was involved in that. I also want to remind you guys that tomorrow is going to be the last official day of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. And then we're going to go on hiatus until sometime next year, sometime in January. Just because, we all need breaks so that we can take care of other business.
I'm going away on Saturday, so I ain't going around anyway. So.
Yeah, shot show's coming up. We got to get ready. What's up?
Then we're going to have a special.
Oh, my God, don't even remind me.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a special guest next Thursday. So Larry Zanoff, he's going to be here from Hollywood Weapons. He's coming on next Thursday. So we'll be back for that, just like a one-time deal, and then we'll be gone again. But so that's going on. I'm trying to remember what else is going on. While we're gone for that time, please, guys, go, look at the shows, check out everything else. We'll be posting on other places. Everyone that comes on is still going to be working and doing things. So, all right. So let's see. What else do we want to go into here? All right. You know what? Let's get to it. When did you guys find this out? Was it this morning? Because I know
it was popping up on the interweb this morning. Yeah.
Yeah. We heard about this a couple weeks ago. That it was going to happen.
Everybody kind of knew it was going to happen. It's not a surprise.
Yeah, we've discussed this before here on the show. The NRA kind of opened the door for this. Definitely, Trump says that he has been telegraphing that he's going to do it. The ATF, who looked at this issue 3 times, okay, and
before.
Yes, and continued 3 times to say that the bump stocks were not machine guns, now have decided that they're going to reclassify them as machine guns. And go ahead.
It's freaking crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy. And
it has nothing to do with a machine gun.
No, not at all.
It has nothing. And it doesn't. It's not a. Come on. If once you shot a real one and you shoot this, it's not a machine gun.
No, it's not.
It doesn't function as a machine gun. You don't pull the trigger and hold that trigger and it keeps firing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's not how it works. There's a bunch of different news going on around this. I even noticed that the Firearms blog that stays out of politics decided to put up something today. I really listen.
How can you stay out of politics? Well, about like this, because this is all about politics, and it's
they did something today, but I wish that everyone out there in the gun industry, in the Second Amendment world, gun people who believe in freedom, I wish that people would get off the fence and do what they can do to get these things out there before we get to a situation like this where now we're facing this. So I wish that the Firearm blog we like the Firearm blog, to be honest with you. We read their articles here all the time and talk about it, discuss it. It's really disappointing that they have this policy of staying out of that. I don't know how that's possible in today's world, but I'm going to read this from the Truth About Guns. It says, new ATF rule banning bump stocks gets it completely wrong. Okay, our friends at the ATF are in charge of regulating firearms, which means they have to have a significant amount of expertise in how they work and the laws that apply to them from people we know who deal with the ATF technical branch. They do a pretty good job of calling balls and strikes when it comes to applying laws such as the National Firearms Act and the Gun Control Act of 1968 to the various firearms and products they're asked to examine and approve. And yet, the final rule the agency has written reclassifying bump fire stocks as the equivalent of a machine gun contains this gem. So here it goes. The NPRM proposed to amend the regulation at a whole bunch of things to clarify that bump stock type devices are machine guns. This is what they're saying, as defined by the NFA and GCA, because such devices allow a shooter of a semi-automatic firearm to initiate a continuous firing cycle with a single pull of the trigger.
No, it doesn't.
It's not a single pull of the trigger.
Yeah, and then it goes on to say, like, without additional manipulation of the trigger by the shooter, which is not true, is able to produce automatic fire with a single pull of the trigger. So that's not how it works. This article goes on to talk about that. There's several articles out there. I know I saw something from the GOA. They're going to file suit. There's some other places.
Yeah, because if you, I mean, I think that my whole existence messing with guns, I've only tried a bump stock one time. I think. I can't remember if I really did. If you hold it like a normal stock and just pull it tight, it's
hard.
We had people bring them in the range
back in the day.
It don't work.
Oh, no, it's hard to use. You got to really know what you're doing.
So here's the thing. For all the years I've gone to SHOT Show, every year those guys are out there, right? At Media Day specifically. So Media Day, for anyone who doesn't know, is something out in the desert where guys like myself get to go to. The industry is there. They have all the different things that they make, accessories, firearms, etc. And you can try those things out and write articles, do videos, whatever it is. So I've always tried this thing, and that's not how it works. Okay, first of all, it's something that you have to like push it forward and at the same time pull the trigger, and then there's an action, and that trigger, because of what's happening, your fingers pulling that trigger over and over again.
It just wiggles.
Yeah. So it's not what they're saying. The ATF knows better than this. They took a look at this three times under the Obama administration. They had pressure. Yeah. Armament and Axis just gave us $5. He says, I keep hearing Bad Moon Rising in my head, but with a bit different lyrics. I see tyranny arising. I see a revolution on the way. So, and Razor JB wants to know when the GOA ever won a lawsuit.
They've won stuff.
Yeah, the GOA has put out lots of things there. They're doing it. They're not the only ones. So Truth About Guns has another article that says Firearms Policy Coalition and others file lawsuit to block Trump bump stock ban. Right now, the way it looks, I think that they're going to put this in. They're going to put this out there on Friday, and then 90 days after that, they expect to be able to put that into effect. But how am I hearing myself? Does anyone else hear that?
Not on my end, Hoss.
Oh, okay. All right. So you know what the thing is? Listen, these guys have looked at this thing. This is not how this works. They're just magically deciding that they are going to create policy.
It's not ATF pushing this.
No.
It's right. I would guarantee it's right out of DOJ.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's all part of the same thing, but somebody's saying, you do this. Boom.
Yep.
Yeah. And one of the insane things, if you look at what they wrote in their decision, Aries Firearms gave us $1.99. Thank you very much. If you look at what they're saying, they're like, yeah, we can do this because you could still use a rubber band and you can still use your belt strap and this thing and that thing to create the same effect. What does that mean? What does that mean then? If they're saying that you can still create the same thing with those things, then what are they doing? Why are they banning something? What effect is that going to have if they're deciding to just magically pull this out of their ass, literally, right? What effect is it going to have if they know, if they acknowledge that you can still do it? I don't
know.
I don't get that. I don't understand.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Yeah, but this is what they say, right?
I don't know.
I think in here they also, if you look at here we go. Here's what the Firearms blog put up. I'll share this with folks out there. It gives a little bit more details. If you guys haven't seen it here, I'll throw it up in the chat so you can take a look at this. Because there's several things to look at in here. They're acknowledging that people and manufacturers are going to have to destroy their own property, but they're not saying what they're going to do about that. So something that you bought legally, they're saying they're going to order you to destroy.
Yep, or turn it in.
Yeah, without compensation. So
whatever, whatevs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So here we go. So page 144, alternative 3, opportunity alternatives. Based on public comment, individuals wishing to replicate the effects of a bump stock type device could also use rubber bands, belt loops, or otherwise train their trigger finger to fire more rapidly. To the extent that individuals are capable of doing so, this would be their alternative to using bump stock type devices.
This is a government thing saying this?
Yeah, I just sent it to you. If you look at that link that I just put up here.
So they're encouraging you to do it.
It's mind-boggling. By the way, Rex Allen just gave us $50. He says, "Merry Christmas, Hankster." Thank you.
Oh,
that's awesome. Thanks, Rex Allen. I appreciate that.
Cool.
Much appreciated. Yeah. So, what is the point of this? What is the point of this, right? If they decided to pull this out of their ass because what happened in Las Vegas, and they're saying, here's what we're going to do.
They can't even tell you what happened in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't even know anything about
it.
We don't know. They don't know.
I think they know more than they're willing to say.
That's true, Walter, but their official statement on that, the Las Vegas closed that investigation, and they say they don't know what happened.
Come on. Hello. If I did something that stupid, they know what chain I wipe my ass with. Come on, get out of here. We know better than that. Come on.
They're supposed to have we're supposed to have the super spy agency listen to everything we do, and they don't know what happened.
Yeah. By the way, okay, Redneck Sniper.
Redneck Sniper. Don't forget.
Yeah, sorry about this. Sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. Okay, Redneck Sniper gave us $9.99. He says turning in private property without compensation is a violation of the compensation clause in the Fifth Amendment. It's time to make our stance as clear as Lexington and Concord. We need to protest in DC.
For a fact.
Yeah. You can't do that. You cannot do that.
Do what?
Okay. They can't make up a law, okay, or reinterpret a law, especially when they looked at this 3 times before. They can't just make up something and go, yeah, this thing is now magically a machine gun, and you're going to have to give up your property, and that's your problem. They cannot do that. They can't just make up the law, and then they can't take something from you, that's your property that you bought legally. They can't do that, right? Or are we going to allow them to do that? Because once we allow them to do that, there'll be more things coming. If they're going to make up these kinds of laws because people got hurt, right, and make things into machine guns, what else are they going to go, yeah, I'm sorry, but this is a machine gun too?
That's scary looking.
Hey, they're banning straws in St. Petersburg, Florida.
No,
they are banning straws in St. Petersburg, Florida.
St. Petersburg is officially on the record going to ban straws.
They're going to ban straws.
Yeah,
they're pretty scary.
Oh, yeah. I think I could be a Pied Piper of straws myself. I think if I go to a restaurant in St. Peter, I'm going to bring a whole box full of them and just hand them out freely.
Yeah,
you know,
just set them on the counter, let people get them.
Yeah, straws. Yeah. That's where we're at. Where straws are this thing you ban with a law.
Yeah,
you know, it's the same kind of thing as a plastic stock. You know,
yeah,
it's like
I think so.
Or a high capacity magazine. Ooh, that's so scary. Or a bayonet. Remember we had the bayonet lugs on guns? Couldn't have a bayonet lug. Tell me the last time anybody in the United States of America has been bayoneted with a bayonet on the gun.
Yeah. Richard Hughes says there was nothing true or factual about the straw study. The Jew says full auto is a joke. You run out of ammo and have more of a chance of being killed on the reload.
It's called trigger control, my friend.
Yeah. And then James Miller says he's about on his last straw right now.
Well, I mean, but I heard that today. You know, like they're banning straws and they're going to gradually fade. You know, you got X amount of this, and like this, like this. It's like, where are we at? You know, we got to go,
man.
Yeah, this is insanity, and this is not about full auto. This is not really about the bump stock, so far as I'm concerned. Okay, these things are covered under the Second Amendment.
Right.
Okay,
right.
And for them to just come in here abstractly and create laws where they don't exist, that there's so much that's so wrong about that. And what we have to do is refuse to abide by that. We have to push back against this kind of stuff. You know, it's time to let these guys know that we're aware of what they're doing and we're not going to accept it. So I think it's a good thing that there's organizations out there that are going to file suit and all that kind of stuff. But we have to decide when we're going to say no, because everything we let them do, they're going to take that inch and make it into a yard. They're going to keep pushing that. If they're able to just go back and magically add bump stocks to this, then they will start adding lots of things to this. Then the next thing you know, they're going to start regulating rate of fire, triggers.
Yep.
You know what? We don't want you to bolt action. You can't shoot more than once every minute. You know, there's going to be lots of shit that's going to come down from
look at Canada. You can't shoot your handgun unless you're in the club and it's locked in a box. Yeah. And you have to go to the club and open up the box, go shoot your gun and put it back in the box. You cannot take it out of that club at all.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're going to be like that. Everything's going to be gone.
Yeah, it's insane. By the way, Clyde Woods gave us $5. Thank you, Clyde. We appreciate that. Rob D, New York Outcast says they're going to ban my roofing nailer next. If so, I quit. Hand banging sucks.
Keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Your bump stock roofing nail gun.
Yeah. By the way, there was a news article. You know what? I didn't bring this up, and this kind of came up around the same time that this news came out. I'm going to look it up. Did you hear about the nunchucks thing?
Yeah, that's covered.
They said it was unconstitutional. That was interesting.
Yeah. So in New York, let me see. I'll bring this up so I can share. Let me bring up an article here.
Yeah, we got to worry about them nunchucks. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so in New York for a long time here, I'll throw this up here. You guys can see this, and I'll put this in the chat as well. But I think it's interesting. It's not as crazy as what's going on here with this bump stock ban. But basically, New York had a ban on nunchucks. Even if you were a martial arts expert and you had these nunchucks locked up in your dojo so that you could train people to use them in New York City, that was illegal. Okay. And so a judge pushed back on that and said that they can't do that. And the statute that does not allow them to do that is the fact that we have the Second Amendment. So here, I'll read this.
That's interesting. In New York.
So yeah, New York AP, a 1974 New York State ban on nunchucks that was put into place over fears that youth inspired by martial arts movies would create widespread mayhem is unconstitutional under the Second Amendment. A federal court has ruled. Judge Pamela Chen issued her ruling Friday in a Brooklyn federal court on the martial arts weapon made famous by Bruce Lee.
So, but that's important that what she did, because if she says that's covered by the Second Amendment, everything else is too, right?
Hell's yes. Hell's yeah. This is the thing that people need to realize. So since 1974, you have not been able to have nunchucks, and you can't have it. There's a whole bunch of other things you can't have
because of the movies.
Yeah, just because they felt like it. So now they push back on that in New York City. Well, hold on. There's a couple more things that the Second Amendment covers.
You can't have a freaking, like I always bring up, you can't have a freaking slingshot in New York City.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So
you
it's
need like a concealed weapons permit for a BB gun.
Yeah. So my thing that I'm saying to you is the Second Amendment covers a lot. Okay, it covers. People get mad about it. Oh, it doesn't cover machine guns. Doesn't cover a modern AR-15. Bullshit. You know. Yeah, people. Oh, they weren't. They're. You know, they were muskets back then. Oh, they're also. Okay.
All right. It didn't have a fucking toilet in that. They didn't have a fucking toilet in the house either. You want to take your toilet out too?
Yeah.
You dumb fucks. Come on. I mean, it's like they didn't have running water in the house either.
No.
You want to sleep on a straw bed too?
Yeah, and you know, I mean, okay, I don't want to say abortion was never around, but we didn't have this freewheeling abortion the way that we have it.
Well, it was always
back then.
But
but you understand what I'm saying.
There wasn't government. There wasn't government paid for abortion.
Yeah. So I think that you know, we need to realize, and this guy, the guy who, if you dig in this article, the plaintiff James Maloney started his legal quest after being charged with possession of nunchucks in 2000, 18 years ago.
Oh, yeah, it's probably been fighting it the whole time.
Yeah, he initially filed a complaint in 2003 and appealed all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. When the case went against him, the Supreme Court in 2010 remanded the case back down to be reconsidered in light of a Second Amendment decision it had made in another case, and Maloney filed an amend complaint later that year. So I hope that this opens up lots of things for the people of New York City so they can begin to be able to defend themselves. Okay, you know, New York City is also one of these may issue. It's not a shall issue state. That's bullshit. That's against the Second Amendment. You don't have to get a permit to defend yourself.
That's correct.
You know, as lots of people say, your permit is the Second Amendment. Okay?
You know, we get a lot of New Yorkers down here taking the class.
And that's part of the problem we have in the state right now.
Yeah.
Is these people that think, well, you know, why do you need that? Well, why'd you come to Florida? So you have to pay no damn states, you know, no income tax. That's why you came to Florida. You're gonna ruin it for us. Fucking go back to New York. Sorry.
Yeah. Redneck Sniper gave us $4.99. He says, if the Second Amendment only covers muskets, then the First Amendment only covers quill and ink.
Thank you.
So get off your iPhone and write me a letter.
And while you're at it, let's pull all the feminine hygiene stuff off the shelves because they didn't have that stuff back then. Let's you want to start this downward spiral? You want to go back in time a little bit?
Yeah. Well, I think New York, not only New York, but like you said, Walter, the disturbing thing that's happening is we're getting attacked from both ends on this, right? And we're getting attacked right now with Republicans. They still have control. We still have a Republican president. You know, I mean, honestly, we all know that Trump is Republican only in name, in terms of, I don't think he's a Republican or a Democrat, you know. So we've got that situation going on. And then we also have the states creating these things. But this kind of stuff, people need to keep pushing back, because a lot of what the states are doing is bullshit. It's not something that we should comply with or allow. And if we do, they'll keep pushing it. Look at the level that New York State pushed this to. You couldn't have nunchucks. Okay. And lots of other things, as people.
That's surprising.
I think so. Let me see. I'm trying to get to comments that people are making here.
Yeah, pull out your nunchucks and go after the popo. See what happens.
Yeah. James Miller says the NRA is a joke. They wanted the ATF to take another look at bump stocks after the Mandalay shooting. Now they're disappointed with Trump's administration's decision to outlaw bump stocks. Has anyone seen the NRA come out on this today? If anyone has, let me know, because I haven't seen it. Yeah.
You know, I suggest is, you know, if you want to turn your bump stock in, bring it to the SHOT Show and give it to the NRA people. See what they do.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Bring it to the.
Don't turn your bump stocks in.
No,
I understand.
Resistance is resistance.
Yes.
But yeah, go bring it to them. See what they do when you hand them their bump stuff. You know what I heard?
The NRA is probably going to be set up right next door to the ATF booth.
Well,
FYI.
maybe, kissing cousins, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. KY Guns and Radio gave us $10. He says, so let me get this straight. If I own a bump stock, I will be a felon based on my inaction. If I do nothing at all in 90 days, I'll be guilty of a federal crime. Yes. That's what these guys are trying to do. They try to do this on a federal level, and there's places that are trying to do this on a state level, including this state that we all here on this panel live in, here in Florida.
Well,
go ahead, Walter. Sorry about that.
You won't be a felon if you keep your mouth shut. If you keep your jaw shut, you won't be a felon.
Yeah, listen, they can say these people can make up whatever they want to and try to make us into felons. This is why we have a constitution.
Well, you think so, yeah.
Yeah, this is why we have a constitution. At some point, we have to say to these people, hey, you can't just make up shit. We have a constitution that's going to be enforced.
Well, and
that's where the Second Amendment comes in.
Well, the thing that I have a problem with, I was legally allowed to buy it, and now, oh, sorry, you can't have it now. Well, wait, you said they flip-flop every couple of years. I'm legally allowed to have it. I need compensation for it. Sorry if you change it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
James Miller, I think, says that there's a truth about. Okay, let me take a look at this thing. Go ahead, Walter. Let me look at this article James Miller is sending me here.
What was I gonna say? I freaking lost my train of thought.
Okay. What was Trae saying there? Okay, so here goes this thing, Walter, if you forgot what you're talking about. So NRA disappointed. This is an article on Truth About Guns. And it's by Dan Zimmerman, December 18th, 2018. NRA disappointed by Trump bump stock ban. They're disappointed.
They're the ones that started all this shit.
Wow. The National Rifle Association has issued an initial comment regarding today's news that the Trump administration will be banning bump fire stocks and current owners have 90 days to dispose of them or become felons. From Fox40.com, they're disappointed. The spokeswoman Jennifer Baker says the Justice Department should provide amnesty for gun owners who already have the... That's bullshit.
No.
What are they talking about?
No, not amnesty. Just forget about this silly shit.
Yeah, you can't do this. You cannot do this. And we cannot allow them to do this. It's not just the amnesty is nothing.
They can't handle the stuff they have to do now. If you're gonna all of a sudden have 200,000 or 300,000 people doing amnesty paperwork.
Yeah, just like they say there's no crying baseball, there's no amnesty in the frickin' Second Amendment. Okay.
Amnesty for plastic? Come on.
Yeah. Baker says the regulation fails to address the thousands of law. It's not thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Way more than that. Yeah. Hundreds of thousands. Yeah. Fails to address the thousands of law-abiding Americans who follow the government's previous guidance. True enough, but forcing gun owners to get rid of their assault rifles, standard capacity magazines, or whatever gun grabbers deem to be out of bounds with no compensation is a long-standing tradition. That's what the writer of the article is saying. Oh, and in case it slipped your mind, the NRA was on board with the ATF taking another look at bump fire stocks after the Mandalay Bay shooting, and then there's an excerpt from it. It says, despite the fact that the Obama administration approved the sale of bump, this is from the NRA, this is what they said. Despite the fact that the Obama administration approved the sale of bump fire stocks on at least 2 occasions, there was 3, the National Rifle Association is calling on the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives to immediately review whether these devices comply with federal law. The NRA believes that devices designed to allow semi-automatic rifles to function like fully automatic rifles should be subject to additional regulations. That's what they said. That's how they opened this door. We've been we've been screaming and shouting about this for what, Walter, like a year? More than a year, I think.
Well, after what happened after the Mandalay Bay thing, so
yeah. Lola wants to know. Lola says, by what means do people go about destroying them? That's a whole other.
Yeah, you could really, it's made out of plastic, right?
Melted, salt and a half.
I think you and make a really nasty, dirty fire. If you want to burn it, let's go down in a blaze of glory and let's pollute the environment. Come on.
Yeah. Well, since we're all tree huggers here, we should refuse to do that. Well, we should refuse to put these fossil fuels back into the air by destroying it. I think in their thing, they said that they want you to cut it in half, melt it, say a voodoo ritual over it or some kind
of drive over it.
Yeah. But I do not think that people should do that. I think that this is unconstitutional for them to do this. They looked at this before. This is why we had that whole conversation about, remember people were telling us that the NRA was playing 3D chess and we were just not smart enough to figure this out. Do you remember that? Yeah. They're not good at playing 3D chess, obviously. They were playing 3D checkers. Somebody else was playing 3D chess and really knew what they were doing. Regardless of that, this is bullshit. This is bullshit all the way. And I think that you can squarely put this on the NRA and the Trump administration. In my opinion, Trump can kill this thing and come to the realization that this is bullshit. If we allow this to continue, when the pendulum swings and you get Hillary or whoever the hell, Biden or whoever the hell is gonna run for president, when you get those guys in there, they're gonna use this precedent to come back and say, this is also a machine gun. And we think that thing's a machine gun. As a matter of fact, just regular triggers that are in ARs and other guns, we think those are really machine guns, because you know what this thing is saying here, that you could train your trigger finger to shoot real fast.
You can train. I mean, you can train your trigger finger. How about you train your pecker to shoot real fast? Let me see here. I mean, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
I wish Joe Biden runs, please. Have you seen some of every so many days there's a new photo of him checking out some 6-year-old girl.
Oh God!
I just saw this one on. He's like eyeballing the it looks like a 6 or 7-year-old girl. It's like,
listen, we are highly likely to get dumb, cripple, or crazy, or all of the above. Everyone's going to be Ocasio-Cortez. They're getting ready.
Fuck! Please run, please. Be something. She is such a dingbat. There's no other word for her besides dingbat. Dingbat. She's got a college degree too, or something. Well, that doesn't mean anything. It was probably in basket.
That doesn't really mean that much.
Probably in basket weaving. But
yeah. So here's the thing. Look, the whole compensation side of it. Here's what I think about that. You're not going to get
compensated, by the way.
But I also don't want to be compensated. This is bullshit. This is not permissible under our protection, our Second Amendment protections, for them to say you can't have this thing. That's not permissible for them to do that. Okay. And they already took a look at it. They cannot take this and put it into the machine gun basket. It's not a machine gun. We shouldn't have allowed them to do that in the first place. The NRA supported that. That's something that we missed there in that article. If you really go back and look, all these honchos over at the NRA, they were like, yeah, we didn't like machine guns either. We don't think you should have machines. I think that's bullshit.
And I guarantee you, some of those honchos with their big gun collections have machine guns.
Oh yeah,
because they're worth a lot of money.
Well, the weird thing about that is the NRA saying that they were against machine guns, but we could go look at NRA TV and see plenty of machine guns on there.
Well, because that's what I think now. Machine guns are what people like.
Yes, true.
From Instagram.
Me too. It brings lots of joy and pleasure to people out there.
Everybody loves a minigun.
Everybody loves anything. You got the coolest looking AR-15 in the world. Bang, bang, bang. You take that same gun and you make it full auto, and they just go ape shit.
Everybody smiles when they shoot a machine gun. Everybody.
Oh yeah. So
I think it's a very dangerous thing. I'm telling you guys, the fact of how they're trying to go about this is incredibly, incredibly dangerous. I see other people here referring to that, and I think it's true. They can't do it this way. They cannot go back and just say these things that we looked at are machine guns, even though we looked at them 3 times. When they looked at them all 3 times, they were not machine guns because they were not machine guns. They are not machine guns. They can't now magically say, okay, this machine gun category, we could drop whatever we want to in here. And, you know, there's nothing that you can do about it. When we drop it in here, 90 days later, these things can't exist. That is how guns will get banned in America, people. That's how America will wind up like Australia or some other place. If you allow them to get away with this, that's how that happens. They cannot be allowed to get away with this if you believe in the Second Amendment, if you believe in the Constitution. I think there's lots of companies out there, lots of manufacturers, organizations, people in the gun world who are sitting on the sidelines. And you guys need to get off. Like, I don't know what it is that you're waiting for to get off the sidelines, but come on. Light a fire under your ass and get off the sidelines here. So, okay. I know I'm talking. Trae, Walter, did you guys want to say anything?
Oh, you pretty much.
No, I'm talking in the chat too with the other people. They're talking about the same thing we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking amongst them.
Yeah.
Yeah. James Miller saying about Adam Kraut. Those guys, Adam Kraut and Joshua Prince. I happen to know those 2 guys from my experience with things.
Yeah.
They're very knowledgeable and very much up on things. And they've had successes fighting this stuff too, by the way. You don't hear about it all the time because it's not on a national level, but they have a success. So the only way to really fight this, you know, it hasn't got to the point where you fight it in the street, and let's not hope for that. Anybody that hopes for that's not too intelligent. But you fight it in the courts and tie it up in the courts and do it that way. I mean, it's the only way you're going to see anything happen. I hate to say it, but
yeah, that's the first place that we have to go to. I agree with you. When this becomes civil war, it's not going to be fun for anyone. Well, it's not a great world. That's not a world where you go to work every day like you do. And
no.
You know, there's a lot of things that change in that world. War is hell. And the Civil War was hell, and the one that will come in these modern times will be a new level of hell that's heretofore never been seen. And you can go at this a legal way. Walter, you know these guys because you're going through stuff. I see who is it? Brian Niesel, I think I'm mispronouncing it. Says, okay, Hank, but what are we really supposed to do? You, Walter, I know you don't want to talk too much about this, but Safety Harbor has come under attack from the ATF. You know, you guys make a bolt action upper for 50s, and then now they're deciding that those things have to have to be serialized. Yeah, so the upper, which uppers have never been firearms, now they're saying the upper is a firearm and has to be serialized, and you're fighting back, right?
And they also only did this to 50 cal guys. They didn't go after some of the other ones that do similar stuff, but they're not 50 cal.
Yes.
So yes, I know Adam Kraut. He was one of the people that we met with ATF back at the end of October in DC, and Joshua Prince, and very knowledgeable, very he's the guy that's on the internet all the time. You see him, you think, oh yeah, he's talking all the time, talking about stuff. But these guys know their stuff, and so
and
there's others out there. There's others out there that do too. They're not the only ones. So.
Yeah. So what we need to do, this is very expensive to do. Walter, you know this, right? Yeah, it's expensive for you to fight what's going on right now.
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know about that, and they don't know that you're fighting that. And I know you don't want to say too much about it. I'll say this. This is me. That's an incredibly important fight that's happening there. If that is allowed to be done to Safety Harbor Firearms, that will trickle down to a bunch of different firearms. And then you guys, and then people out there the same way would what are they going to do with what exists out there? All these same questions and things that we're talking about now are going to apply there. And it's completely unfair that for the ATF to just come in here and go, wait a second, bolt action, that upper is now a firearm that has to be serialized and background checked and all this. Yeah, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's, and the reason why it all started, it also, but that's more than I want to go into here. But and once again, sometimes it's not always the people that you think are the ones that you see are not the ones that are causing things to happen. It's a higher up the food chain or somewhere else, maybe in the Justice Department. I'm sure the bump fire thing came from somebody in the Trump. They said justice people say, you guys do this. Mm-hmm. Well, we already did. Well, you guys do this.
Yeah.
You know, the way it's going to be, just do it.
Yeah, they got a directive. That's why we've been talking about this for a year.
So whether the guys in the tech branch are probably going, we already talked about this. Well, you do it. Yeah. You know, I mean, I'm not defending it or anything, but I'm just saying. I'm
James Lawson says, please explain to me how the ATF makes laws. They don't.
Well, they're not supposed to.
Rulings.
That's not, but I was explained to me it's like a regulatory thing. Well, if it's a regulatory thing, how can I get put in prison for 20 years or something? You know, isn't that like a law? Is it? I mean, so yeah, that's like that. There's that issue coming up in the Supreme Court. I think I think they're gonna rule on it or give a decision or whatever, just about that, about ATF and these regulatory agencies doing what they do. And like basically making law when they're not. That's not their position in the government to make laws. I think ATF was originally like a tax collection, like the revenuers and tobacco and things like that, making sure that taxes getting collected and nobody's making things illegally without paying their taxes.
If anything, the ATF may be supposed to look at laws if things are being invented or manufactured. Yeah, they're supposed to look at it and go, well, this is the law. This thing is within the law or outside of the law.
The tech branch looks at the stuff and says, well, we think this is this. And then they hand it over to the regulatory or the enforcement end of it. And then there's a legal end of it, you know, so all these ends, you know what ends are their ass. But, and then they all have to come to some decision, I guess, based on this one's decision and that one's decision. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to hear back from them, you know, so in the meantime, they got no money for no Christmas present. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but it's not. You know, it's just it kind of sucks because this has been going on since July. So
for you, and I think the same solution for you, Walter, is a solution for everyone. The solution for this gentleman in New York State that's been fighting since 2000. This law that's been in effect since 1974 in New York State that finally is overturned. We have to fight. We have to push back. We have to refuse to comply. Don't look at all the states that have already set up things around the country, right? That they've put this thing or that thing, and people have to turn things in or destroy them. For the most part, people out there are not
doing anything.
Yeah,
New Jersey just did a high capacity magazine thing.
Yeah.
No magazines.
Yeah, California has done some things. The state of Florida has done some things. People have done things out there. We have to not comply with it. We have to push back. And yes, unfortunately, there's going to be people that are going to pay the price for that. And that's a terrible thing. And what those people have to do is keep fighting. And what we have to do is support the people fighting. And when you have like law firms and you have organizations like the GOA, other folks out there who are pushing back, filing lawsuits and all that kind of stuff, we have to keep supporting those people out there that are doing that and keep pushing back on everyone. The unfortunate thing I think that's happening here is lots of people have become very complacent. And so they're getting away with this stuff because people are just going, oh, so what do I do now? How do I turn my thing in? That should not be the thought in your brain. That should not be the thought in your brain. You know, that's not how we go about this. We're never going to turn it around. Yes, you could fight this for a long time. If that guy's been fighting since 2000 and we're in 2018, you could be fighting for a long time.
Well, he probably got charged with a crime and he's fighting to clear his name.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, knowing that in New York City is probably a felony. So he's probably considered a felon or was charged with a felony for having a couple sticks with a rope in between.
Yeah, I wonder how they made the movie The Last Dragon in New York City.
Well, that was
before. You can't have nunchucks. No, this law has been in effect since 1974. That movie was made, I believe, in the 80s. New York,
or was that made in Hong Kong or something?
They were probably synthetic nunchucks.
Parts of it.
They were probably made out of toilet paper. or something.
Parts of that movie, most of that movie was made in New York City.
Well, let me tell you how. Right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Money. Somebody paid somebody to look the other way or get a permit. You know,
Yeah.
you know.
So, so this is something we could probably discuss here for a few minutes. The NRA's involvement. Lee Nakasone, hopefully I pronounced your name properly, Lee, says NRA has been incredibly disappointing over this. That I'm diverting all my monetary support to GOA. Also, I would love to hear Colin Noir's thoughts on this announcement.
Well, he's in between a rock and a hard place. So
yes, he is.
If you come out tubing, you won't be on the cheese no more. So
yeah,
but he might not be on the cheese anymore pretty soon, anyways, because they might ditch all that stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. You know
that the NRA, because okay, so here's the thing with the NRA. I do not think in any ways that the NRA deserves any of our support. I right now don't even want to go to the NRA annual meeting that's coming up this year. I always go to that because I want to see people. I want to see the people out there going to SHOT Show. You know, you do not really get in touch with the people that are supporting us. The folks like you out there, I don't get to actually see them. I think between now and then, maybe we need to come up with alternatives for that, because I do not want to go to the NRA show. I don't want to do anything to support the NRA anymore. I think they need to be completely choked off. That may lead to a bunch of things being shut down that the NRA is doing. That's okay. I think in the case of Colin Noir, he's an employee there, and he has a contract that's probably more, you know, airtight than whatever contract anyone else out there has with their employer, right? So I think that that's going to stop him maybe from getting out there and saying what he has to say. I don't know. I don't know what his mind is. You guys can ask him what's on his mind. I know that I follow him like lots of people do out there, and he's been inundated with this stuff. I see there's a lot of pressure and stress that he's dealing with because of it. Go ahead.
Yeah, a little bit.
The NQ, the NQ, 80% nunchucks. That's what I was laughing about.
80% nunchucks. Okay, so you can build your own in New York City.
Yeah. Here is 2 sticks and a piece of rope.
Get some string.
Yeah. How do they even define nunchucks in New York City? That's interesting.
Well, I'm sure they had lawyers spend hours and hundreds of thousands of dollars figuring out what nunchucks are.
Yeah. What if I took a piece of rope and tied 2 full water bottles together? Is that a nunchuck?
Nunchucks.
But it's legal now in New York City.
I want to see you work them. I want to see you do those things. Woo, woo, woo.
So to get back to this NRA thing, let's hear from Walter and Trae. Trae, what do you think about the NRA situation? How do you feel about the NRA now?
I'm not feeling. I haven't felt real happy about him for a while. So
yeah. Okay. So Trae, let's start with Trae. Walter, sorry.
I mean, I honestly deal with the training guys more. I still don't have a problem with the training department. They're great guys. I don't deal with the political arm as much, and I still want to do some more research on how much involvement they have. And I'm just saying that because I haven't finished doing it myself. But if it is the case that they did 100% force that or open up the door for that ban, yeah, I'm not real pleased with them right now. We'll put it that way. And I do support the GOA also. You know, we have the second largest convention center in the nation in Orlando. Maybe the GOA should put on their own convention.
Yes. So on that point, Trae, before you jump in here, so Mike Bryant just sent me this. He says GOA just announced via Facebook Live that they're moving forward with a lawsuit. Tim Harmson of Military Arms Channel is one of the plaintiffs. GOA has posted a link to directly support the fight. So, and there's
donations.
Yeah, that is, we need to support. We need to support these kinds of efforts, because we can't just like get mad at the NRA or the people who work for the NRA. You know, who are employees of the NRA. Go ahead, Walter.
Like Trae was saying, the guys that are doing the local guys and stuff like that, no problem with those guys and the instructors and stuff like that, because they're doing what they do. They're not involved with the political part of it. But all I see is that big setup at the SHOT Show with the monitors running and all that bullshit and stand and fight. Stand and fight for what? Your parking spot out front? I mean, I don't know. What are you standing and fighting for? Only fighting for stuff that you get airtime on TV about. In the meantime, are you fighting for all these other little things going on? I don't know. You know, I don't want to see banners. I don't want to see spend that money fighting in the courts and doing lawyer stuff. Not on all this, you know, acting tough, beating your chest, you know, stuff. You know, the things that come up on Facebook and all that. There you go. You're giving money to Facebook to advertise when they're the people that are against you. You know, the people that run Facebook, the people that run YouTube, all these other things, they're all the anti-gunners, you know. So they gladly take your money. You can advertise. Sure, I'll take your $100,000. Sure. And I'll hand it back out to the little turds with their little T-shirts on and their posters running around, you know, wanting to ban stuff.
Yeah. So Mike Bryant says that there's a link, which I just went and found while Walter was talking there. I'm going to throw it up here. There's a link to help the GOA push back against this. So I just put that link in all our different chats here. And I also included it in the description of this video. That's probably going to get us in trouble with YouTube, but whatevs.
Oh man, I thought I was on kind of the same subject, getting in trouble with YouTube. That float from that British parade with the prime minister with a gun in her mouth that was marked Islam. You saw that. You liked it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes.
I shared that. Float. You know, I shared that. I think lots of other people shared that too, and that had to really get some people going at YouTube.
Facebook.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
Right, you were sharing that on Facebook.
Yeah,
right?
I shared on Facebook. Yeah.
I think Razor JB is saying that he doesn't quite believe that the GOA is fighting back or whatever. So I'm trying to give everyone their voice here on this. He says that's what they say they support in court. Show me the bills. Talk is all they do. That's what Razor JB is saying. So I can tell you that that's not what they do. They do go out there and push back and file lawsuits and stuff like that. And in a lot of cases, the GOA and others have joined together and put up lawsuits to block things or push back on things. And then when they win, the NRA comes in and takes the credit.
Yeah, they do their chest like, hey, we were here. You know, it's like,
yeah.
We also had the other gentleman we were helping out too. Remember him, Hank?
Yes, yeah, and we've had them on here. But here's the thing. Look, I'm not telling you to blindly believe. I don't believe in dogma. You know, we need to push back on every front that we possibly can before we decide to go home and start loading up the magazines and getting ready for an all-out assault.
Remember too, also in your everyday life, when you do this or you look at this movie or watch that, try to figure out where your money's going. When you're going to go see this or buy this performer's thing, and they're out there talking bad about guns and stuff, you're fueling the fire. You know, don't. If you know whatever these country music's ones that went out there talking bad about guns, don't listen to that crap. Don't put it on the radio. Don't listen to it. Don't buy the stuff because you're doing this. You're giving them money to fight.
Yeah,
you know, that's what those people understand. When their profits are down, that's what companies understand, and that's what performers.
Yeah, they
understand.
listen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and listen, there's multiple checks and balances that we need here, right? 13C Gun Review says, yes, the NRA claims tons of victories they did nothing on. Look, we definitely need to keep checks and balances on people. I don't believe it's like I was reading this article over the weekend about a mega church. I believe it was a black mega church, but that has nothing to do with it. There's a mega church, I think, in Georgia where the pastor bought his wife like a Lamborghini. Yeah, a Lamborghini.
What did he buy her?
He bought her a Lamborghini Urus. So here's the thing. That's up to the congregation to keep track of what's going on over there.
If they're foolish enough to hand that dude their tithing or whatever.
They need it.
Oh, yeah, you know, God said my wife needed a new car. So I got one. No, it's like, oh, well, you know, if you're dumb enough to get
going.
Yeah. So I think we
get those thumbs ups. We need those thumbs ups.
I see Armament. I see. I think it was Armament and Axis and some other folks out there said that they that I think Armament and Axis says he just gave GOA $10 towards the cause. Look, we need to push back in lots of different ways. We need to get on social media, do all that stuff that we usually do, like getting in touch with our representatives who are all on. Either if they're not on winter break already, they're about to go on winter break. You know, they're trying to drop this stuff while we're all fighting about the wall. and all other kinds of bullshit that's going on, you know, and holidays are going on. We need to push back on those people, let them know, get in touch with them through the social media that we have. You know, I could tell you one of the things we do this show, this is what we do. We try to get people to realize what's going on, be able to voice their opinions on it, put it out there. I post on social media all the time. Other people do it. I know Mac is doing that. There's a bunch of other people, other gun guys that are out there doing that all the time. We have to just keep pushing. They have to hear our voice. The problem is that for some reason, I remember, what was that, Walter, 2013? Everyone was mad. Do you remember that? Remember the firearm again? Do you remember those days? Do you remember this whole thing that happened after the school shooting in Connecticut?
Oh, well, yeah, I remember the SHOT Show being like the opening doors of the SHOT Show. People were on our booth, and they bought everything we brought. I mean, we bring uppers to the show, and they just magically disappear sometimes, and they were all gone like 5 minutes. I mean, I'd never seen anything like it. It was like a feeding frenzy.
Yeah.
And then so, a year or two later, they're trying to sell it for the same price.
Well, and so here's the problem. We don't have that going on right now in America, because that wasn't the solution then, and it's not the solution now. Now, people did go out there and buy a bunch of guns and stuff like that, but also people got very vocal. One of the problems that happened is since then, all these platforms have been creating ways to minimize the vocal people's voices on our side of the Second Amendment. That's been since then. Since that happened, YouTube, Facebook, all these things that exist have been thinking, yeah, we need to limit these guys' voices.
Let's turn off Alex Jones. Let's turn off this one. Let's turn off that one.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so what we need to do is we need to get fired up. This is not a time to go out there. I'm not telling you not to buy guns. If you can get deals and stuff like that, hey, go ahead and do that. But here's the thing. You need to spend money investing on your ability to have those things in the future. This thing that we're talking about today should illustrate to you that there's not going to be grandfathering. So don't think you could just go out there and buy every gun, and then tomorrow, a year from now, when they go, guess what? That's illegal. You'll be able to keep it. That's bullshit. You need to invest in that. Okay. The way to invest in that is get out there, make your voice heard, support the people who are getting up on a soapbox and talking about this, support the organizations, plural.
And call these local yahoos, these mayors and all this stuff, and they get up and scream they're going to ban stuff. They need to be called out. I mean, called out, not like, don't get physical. I mean, you don't end up in jail doing that silly shit like that. But it's not worth going to jail at that point because of some bozo mayor. But get up in their face and tell them, hey, who gives you the right to tell me what I can do?
Mm-hmm. They need to hear us. Randall LeBron says, Hank, I agree with you guys about boycotting the NRA. It's the first time we're going to SHOT Show and a new FFL holder in January. Yeah. Give me some wise words to say to an NRA rep when I come across one. Listen, here's the thing. Even like for folks like we were talking, someone asked us about Coleon Noir, and there's Dana Loesch and those guys. Those guys are good. They are good, in my opinion. They're good representatives for our cause as well. Don't go out there and try to destroy those people because they work for the NRA. What I would do if I was talking to Coleon Noir, Dana Loesch, or anyone who works for the NRA and they have good people working for them, I would say, please, guys, if you really, really believe in the Second Amendment, you believe in the Constitution, if you see what's going on, you have to jump ship. This is the time right now, because the NRA cannot be bigger than the Second Amendment. Right? Yeah. We cannot allow the NRA or anything else to be bigger than the Second Amendment.
Well, how is it that the NRA is also telling me what I can do? Where do they get off being the arbiter? I'll use an example. Al Sharpton, all these other black people that claim to be the representatives of black people, they don't speak for everybody. They don't speak for you. They don't speak. So where do they get off saying that shit?
They should never get off. They should stay the hell on whatever.
So how does the NRA get off saying what I need and what I don't need? You know,
They should not. We
right.
have allowed them to do that, and what they've done, we have given them trust, and we've given them money, and we've given them support, and we've shared their stuff and all that, and we have to take that away. We have to, you know what? I mean, the thing is, we got to stop like following them. Like I even noticed that I still follow them on places. You know what? We should just stop following their asses.
Well, when 100,000 people stop following them, they see those numbers go.
They'll get their attention.
Yeah, I still, unfortunately, well, up to this moment, because I'm gonna I just unfollowed them. You have to, they've got to realize that we're pulling whatever ghetto pass it is, whatever Second Amendment pass that we gave them. We have to pull that. We've got to pull that from them. They have to feel the pain of that. Okay,
I would if I was him. I don't usually hang out at the NRA booth. I walk past the SHOT Show and look up and go, "God damn, this must have cost a lot of money." Because it did. Trust me, my little booth costs a lot of money. So their big, ginormous booth, 2-story thing with all the the monitors and all that stuff cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. But just tell them, look, if you guys need to get your shit together, or I'm going to do like Max says. I'm going to do everything in my power to make you fail, or to shut you down, or whatever.
At this point, we pull whatever support we've had for them. Yeah, That's what I think. That's what I think right now.
I just got a well. Another thing you can do is I just got a new NRA magazine and National Rifleman and the American Rifleman in the mail today, and you see the people advertising in there. Let these people know they're advertising there that you're not going to support them if you keep supporting an organization that doesn't fight for the Second Amendment.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea, Walter.
I mean,
brilliant.
Trust me, it's not cheap. It's no cheap to advertise that magazine. I know personally.
Oh yeah.
So it's very expensive, and so if you see the Harbor Freight ad in there, tell the Harbor Freight guys, I'm not going to.
We're Second Amendment guys. We don't like this.
Yeah,
they need to lose the support that they've gotten from us. They need to feel the pain. Are they going to 100% die? I'm going to tell you right now, they're not. They've gotten a lot of money from us. There's a lot of FUDs out there that are going to stay with them no matter what, that are going to get even more closer to them and all that kind of stuff. That has to end. And I'll tell you guys something. Anyone who does this, you have to stop supporting them. In my opinion, this is me. I'm not speaking for Walter or Trae or anyone else. But if Trump is going to do this, he's not going to get my support. That's the bottom line of all this.
Yeah, I can't bail on Trump right at the moment. So
I understand. I get it. I'm speaking for myself.
There's other things he's doing that are working. So
something needs to happen where they hear our voice, and Trump needs to hear our voice as well. He needs to hear that this is bullshit and we're not going for it.
I wish there was a way he really would hear your voice. I don't know if there's a real way to actually. I mean, and aside from,
I wish there was, but unfortunately, he's not getting the right people up there to work with him who are really loyal to him. He still has Republicans, and he has all these rhinos that are in there with him that are giving him this bad advice.
A little bit of that's his own fault. I would clean frickin' house like you ain't never seen. Yeah. And as far as shutting the government down about the wall, please shut it down.
Well, now, Trump came out today and they said that they're going to back off that.
Well, he's looking for money from other places.
Yeah. Armament and Axes gave us $2. He says it's up to us, we the people, to stop any anti-2A law. And Razor JB says going to be the lesser of two evils during the election, like Walter says. This is one thing Trump screwed up with so much. With so much he's done well. I get that. I get that.
He's everybody made fun of Bush, who just passed away, about his no new taxes or no new read my lips, no new taxes. Well, Trump came out during the election and say, I got your back on the Second Amendment. I think that was what he said.
Yep.
And obviously
it was the SHOT Show.
Yeah.
He did that. I was there at the SHOT Show when he did it.
And I mean, obviously
I think these people need a wake-up call. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Well, the ones that need a wake-up call, I agree with you. I mean, I mean, I don't know how
if the NRA gets this and tomorrow they come out and they say LaPierre is out and we've heard you guys and we understand what you're saying and we messed up and we're going to try to win back your thing and all that. I'm not saying I'm going to rush back over there. I'm saying people need to feel the pain. They need to feel the pain. What happens when your kids aren't doing the right thing? Do you kick your kids out of the house and put them out homeless? Or do you go unplug their devices and take things from them, okay, and make them feel the pain that they're not paying attention to you, that they think all this awesome lap of luxury that they're in just comes free? I don't know about you guys. When my kids do that, I start pulling plugs.
Yeah.
You know, I get loud and I start screaming and shouting. You know, I get their attention. I'm like, hey, you need to wake up because you're messing up right now and you're going to lose my support. And I think all of these guys need that. Look, Trump has 30 million people that follow him on Twitter. If half of those people started doing at real Donald Trump, what the hell are you doing about the Second Amendment? You think he's not going to hear it? He's going to hear it. If he all of a sudden loses a whole bunch of those people, he's going to hear that. These guys, they need to hear from us. That's the thing that has to happen. The NRA is hearing from us, but I don't think they're feeling enough of the pain yet because they're not saying to us that they're feeling the pain. All they're trying to do is still buy people out to come on their side. But to me, and I think lots of gun guys out there, we realize that if we sell out to that, we're not going to have the thing. So either we really believe in the Second Amendment, we really believe in guns, or they're going to offer us like a ride on the private jet or in the limos or whatever. And we're going to go, oh man, I really want that. And we're going to do that. And then a couple of years from now, we got no guns. Okay. So that's the thing. At some point here, we have to make these people hear us. And in the case of Trump, it's really easy. At real Donald Trump, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, that's true. And
we know he watches that.
I get those things. So yeah, maybe I should do that. Yeah.
Yeah. We can do it now. If everybody wants to do it now, we can do it now. You know, no to the bump stock ban, at real Donald Trump. That, you know, I'm not saying that's going to save the world or bring world peace or any of that kind of shit. What I'm saying to you is these people need to hear our voice. Okay. They need to hear our voice. That is the problem. You know, that's the problem that's going on here.
Was everybody going to real Donald Trump? It's hashtag. Oh wait, which one is it?
It's at real Donald Trump.
Oh, at real Donald Trump, not hashtag. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Got it. I don't like this dead air sound though.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about radio, but I do know one thing: dead air is bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah. When you're listening to a regular radio station, all of a sudden it gets like there's no sound, and you go, okay, either somebody just got nuked, or they fell asleep on the wheel. But okay, I got to do at.
Yeah. So we're all sending out those messages. I think if you want to know, you know, I think those kinds of things need to happen. People need to realize that we're awake, we're paying attention, and we're not going for it, and they're not going to get away with it. That's the thing that's going to begin to make a difference here. We have to push back against these things in a court of law. You have to refuse to comply. If you voluntarily take if every time this happens, you voluntarily go, oh, okay, I guess I'm just going to give this up now. You know, then if you're ultimately more afraid of going to prison, okay, I get it. You know, I don't really think they could put all of us in prison. Okay, we're the guys. This country runs off of us. We're the ones creating industry, paying taxes, and all that kind of stuff. How many of us are they going to put in prison, really? Just ask yourself that. You have to, at some point, draw the line with this stuff. So,
I haven't found the real one yet here, obviously.
Yeah, it's at real Donald Trump.
The at symbol.
Yeah, you'll see the verification. It'll come up if you do at sign real.
Are you doing a search with that or?
No, it's just there. I just did it. So it's at real REAL and then capital D Donald, spell Donald, and then capital T Trump. And
you gotta do it in the search window, right?
No, James Miller posted it.
Just press on the quill. Just press on the quill. If you're on Twitter, you press on the quill. And
okay. I was never mind. I wasn't on Twitter.
Yeah,
I was on Instagram.
There you go.
Yeah, duh.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the thing. Okay. So Simpson Road Larry says they cannot lock all of us up. By the way, I see people are liking my tweet that I put out there. And I suggest people go, if other people are making tweets and stuff like that, go out there, like other people's stuff, repost it. That kind of stuff needs to keep happening until they hear what we're saying. So this is a thing that we're going to have to fight on multiple fronts. So
the real Buzz Aldrin? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're like at 8:22. Walter, should we announce who we're giving the gun to? We should probably do that, right?
Let's get some drum rolling here.
What just happened here?
DJ.
Okay. Let's give Walter. No.
I'm still
DJ's pretty awesome. And Trae's pretty awesome. We'll let Walter do what he's doing there. And
I'm curious.
I can see lots of people saying tweet sent. Do me a favor, guys. Go out there, look at whoever else is tweeting stuff and retweet things. I appreciate it. I see a bunch of people are liking or reposting my tweet. Thanks. I appreciate that. But that's the kind of thing that we need to do. You know, we need to keep talking to all of these people until they realize what we're saying. So and you know, be nice. You don't want to get visited by the Secret Service.
Yeah, he won't listen to you if you're acting like a jerk.
Well, you don't want to get a visit either. So
yeah,
those guys got other things.
Griffins out there.
Don't be a turd. They got plenty of other stuff to do besides chase around turds. So
right. So Walter, do you want to announce this, or should I announce this? You want to hold up the gun? What do you want to do here?
I tell you what, I'll hold it up and you belch it out.
All right, so here it goes, and I'll lock this on Walter with the gun. He's the Vanna White. So lots of people participated in this. I want to thank everyone who did do that. Lots of people participated on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. You know, we spoke to Mike from ATI Outdoors. We spoke with Walter, and there were lots of folks who were doing things, but we were looking for people who were doing it on multiple platforms, as well as actually like tagging people and making sure you were doing @so-and-so and hashtags and all of that. And there were lots of folks who were doing that. So we want to thank everyone that did that. We really appreciate it. We'll have other things that we're going to give away, right, Walter? That's going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, don't be discouraged. But here's the person who we all chose.
Drum roll, please.
That person is Rondell Stewart. Rondell Stewart. That is the winner of that ATI. I hope that you can actually own this where you are, Rondell Stewart. If you're in the chat, let us know. We'll give you a certain amount of time. If I was you, I would make sure that you hurry up and let us know that, because if you don't let us know in a certain period of time, we're gonna have to go down the list to other people.
There he is. He's got it.
And here's what's going on, Rondell Stewart. I am going away for the holidays on Saturday, and I won't be back until probably the following Saturday. So if we get all your FFL info, this has a ship to an FFL, by the way, if you're not one yourself. If we get all your info before we leave on Friday, at the end of the business day, we'll get it shipped out. If it doesn't happen before then it won't be until after the new year. So.
Okay, cool. I see him there. I see him there in the chat. Congratulations. It's a good thing that he's here. Otherwise, we'll have to go down the list, and then certain people, some people.
I think we have a steel cage match for them.
Yeah, but he is here, so yeah, absolutely.
There, one man leaves.
Yeah, and I expect some kind of social media when you get this. You go out to the range. Shoot it. Do some kind of
show a little love. Show a little love. I mean,
it's a very cool gun. Has a safety harbor. Go ahead and show that, Walter. Safety harbor lower. If we can see it there. Boom. Safety harbor lower right there.
On the dust cover there, the door, it's got the SHF logo.
And that's pretty cool.
And the "Don't tread on me."
Don't tread on me.
Yes, and then there were tons of parts supplied by our friends ATI Outdoors that we do stuff with all the time. Lots of cool parts from ATI Outdoors. Yeah,
Hand
the
God.
stock.
Do my Lola. Do my
Vanna White.
Price is Right, girls.
Yeah, Vanna White. The stock. The pistol grip comes from ATI Outdoors. So there you go. The optic is not included in this. All the other parts were thrown in from Walter. So
yep.
Congratulations, and thanks to everyone else who participated.
Yeah, there were some pretty good. There were some pretty good runners up. I've been following.
Yes, there was a lot of good ones. Some folks did some spam in a very gratuitous manner.
Yeah,
but
and it's cool. I get it. So
yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
it's cool. But there was some very creative stuff out there. I chuckled every time I saw one. I hate to say it. I think what got Rondell was the mohawk.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
He did a picture of me with a mohawk, and that nobody else did that. And I got a good chuckle on that one. So, but there was a lot of good ones. I was laughing constantly, and we were Richard Hughes, who just constant. I guess.
Yeah, Richard Hughes had a lot of time.
Yeah,
and did a lot of
funny. I love some of Richard's.
In some cases, he did. Yeah, he did some funny stuff, and there's other folks out there that did some stuff. So, I think Richard.
Rondell, just to speed things up, probably, you can get the FFL directly to me because I'm the person that's going to be shipping it. So, best way to do that would probably be to email that to sales@safetyharborfirearms.com. And that way my significant other will obtain that because she handles all the shipping of stuff. I don't.
Yeah.
So thankfully, but yeah, that'll be the fastest way. And like I said, if we get that info tomorrow, we'll get it out tomorrow. So,
yeah, absolutely. And people are saying that you're putting lots of DNA on it. So it's up to you, Rondell, if you want to clean it. I don't know if you're going to clean it up before you send it.
Oh, you're going to get it just like I shot. It's going to have all of our shooting in it. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
What are you getting it for nothing? You can clean the freaking gun.
Yeah, it's gonna have our stank all over it.
It might only have it's got less than 100 rounds to it. So yeah.
Good. Scamp 900 says, "Wait, was Brenda Snipes involved in this giveaway?" Listen, we went to extraordinary lengths to make sure that we did everything fairly, and we will be giving stuff away.
There'll be more stuff. Yeah.
We've given a lot of stuff away. So
once I get through this whole ATF thing here, hopefully sometime beginning of the year, my plans is to get a laser, and I'm going to start marking everything. So
okay,
he posted it on there for you, Walter. He asked you a question.
Okay, what's that one? Sales@safetyharborfirearms.com. Correct.
Yes.
Hank, what's your favorite beer, Hank?
My favorite beer
is the stuff that I drink.
Oh, okay. And what do you drink, Walter? Just
Samuel Adams Winter Lager. That's
Jack Daniels.
Oh, okay. Okay, there you go.
I don't think Hank drinks beer. You don't drink beer, do you?
I do on occasion. I'm like a Heineken or Dos Equis kind of guy.
That all works too, by the way. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm not super picky with beer. I do have a beer from time to time. Every now and then I drink a Guinness Stout actually.
Yeah.
Goes back to
my favorite beer is Jack Daniels.
Okay.
that actually rates on me too. I'm actually a Tennessee Squire, by the way.
Yes.
So, All Thumb says, are Hank and Walter going to sign it? I don't think it wouldn't last.
There's really nowhere to really. I mean, I don't want to ruin it or anything.
Yeah, but it does.
That's got my signature right there.
It's got Safety Harbor on it, and there's tons of videos. If someone doesn't believe that it came for us, you can just play this video.
Yeah, here it
or
is.
Any other video that we've made over it. And that's your proof. So you have your provenance. There you go, and hopefully we'll be able to do more stuff like this going forward in the future.
We're trying to do stuff. Yeah, maybe with the compact entry stock on it, stuff like that. Who knows? We'll see.
Brian Quick wants to know: can you do a drunk Hank podcast, kind of like Joe Rogan Stone podcast? The only problem with that is I have to leave here and drive for 30, 40 minutes to get home. So
Uber.
Yeah.
Uber.
The only problem is that well, I could do it here, I guess. Yeah.
We'll do the movie podcast drunk.
Yeah, and also let me just tell you guys, I get high from doing this. If I drink, I get sleepy. So if you want to see me actually go to sleep, feel free to do what you got to do there. But I am very susceptible to those kind of things. When I was hanging out with Walter had these jelly beans with vodka in it.
Yeah, we had some.
I like the sound of those.
Yeah, it's pretty potent stuff.
Yeah.
So,
that whole party thing, and then the next day I went over to our friend Sean's brother they bought a piece of property where they board horses and for people, so they had like a Christmas party for their boarders, for the people, not the horses.
Okay.
And so I ate all kinds of stuff, brownies and barbecue meat and all, and that night, man, my stomach was like Vesuvius erupted.
Yeah. Armin in Access wants to know how many beers it takes me to get drunk. Is it 3 beers? Probably less than that.
It depends on the alcohol content, and if you're doing it on an empty stomach too. So
yeah. So I mean, if I'm like active and moving around and all that kind of stuff, doesn't really do that much to me.
Yeah.
So, and Simpson Road Larry says Don Lemon drunk on New Year's Eve. Nothing will ever get me that drunk. So,
no, I don't think
that. And Noodles 1980 says, Hank, you look sleepy now. I am tired, but I'm not. See, I just have like, no offense to anyone, but I have kind of chinky eyes. There you go. So, yeah, I have sleepy eyes. I guess that's what they call those bedroom eyes.
I
got those. Yeah, I guess I have those bedroom eyes.
Pillow talk. Pillow talk.
Yeah. And then before I go on, I saw, Walter, I'm a member of the Bureau of Propaganda.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The Barnauls Bureau of Propaganda. So some stuff came in a box for me. I was going to share that with you guys so you guys can see. The Bureau of Propaganda sent me. I have created myself a position in the Bureau of Propaganda. I am the Field Marshal of Awesomeness. So I don't know if there's any other ranks in there, but there you go. Here's a cup they sent me.
Nice.
Very nice. Cool. Yeah, they sent me a mug. There you go. Very nice.
Sweet.
So
that was pretty cool.
Can you fit a bottle up in there?
Look at there.
Almost.
I think
you can
fit a bottle.
But you could have some plum wine out of that mug.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. That amount of plum wine will knock me out real fast. I don't know if I can handle that much plum wine. Let's see. They sent me a card in here. It says Happy Holidays, and it's signed by Roy and Josh and Ryan from Barnauls.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
There, I'll share that with you guys.
Are you sporting a new shirt there?
This is a retro shirt that I got from them. Actually, I got this. I didn't get this now. I got this before, but check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Let's check that out.
That's cool.
So I got this when I met up with those guys in Texas. So they had these shirts. So and there's a flag in here. So let's take a look at this.
Do they have a flag?
Propaganda flag.
There's some kind of flag in this thing.
Okay,
so we're gonna. Yep. Let's see what is on this flag.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to figure out how to put flags up. Walter we're supposed to get a safety harbor thing to.
Yeah. It's upside down there.
There we go. Okay. Is this the right?
There you go.
Boom. There you go. There's the Bureau of Propaganda.
I like that. It has kind of a Soviet, Japanese World War II flair about it.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go. That's pretty cool. I enjoy that. Thanks to the Barnauls guys out there. And in case anyone's wondering, those guys are very staunch gun guys, Second Amendment, and all that kind of stuff. If you actually look at what Barnauls has done, you can see the evidence of that, in my opinion. So you can see. I know that some people had that in doubt, but you can see things, changes, and things like that have taken place over there.
Right.
So. That's one of the things I actually like about those guys. So,
yeah,
they support the Second Amendment. They support guys like me. There's no strings attached. They don't spend a lot of time thinking about anything that I say or anything like that. So,
Hey, I mean,
Noodles 1980 wants to know, what do I? Yeah, exactly. They're always helping us out with our bills.
Yeah, read that one. That's pretty funny, Hank.
Yeah, which Walter is definitely making that into machine gun. So Noodles 1980 says, what do you think about Jehovah's Witness gun owners not getting involved in the second? Okay, I have no thoughts on that because I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, they don't do guns?
They want you to grow a beard too, Hank. Somebody talked about that earlier.
I am trying to grow a beard. Look at that. So I got some gray whiskers.
You can't grow a beard. Your beard's about as good as Walter's right now.
Wait, well, yeah.
Hold on a second. Wait, Walter has a. You got a beard coming in?
No, it's just got. I got like a day and a half of growth. So.
Oh no, this is like about a year of growth.
If I had a beard, I'd be like Abe Lincoln or something. You know what I mean? Like,
oh really? I'd like to see you with a beard, Walter. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
I think I'd look more homeless than I do already. So yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Gorn time? Is it Gorn time?
Yes. Let's show some Gorn. Let's show some Gorn. Walter, what do you got?
It's not too exciting on the Gorn level, but I did just acquire this.
Awesome. Let me get them in Shield 9.
Yeah. Yep. I never really dealt with it, but the price was right.
They shoot really well, Walter.
And I like the slimness of it. I really do. And it's all stippled out from the factory, so to speak.
Yeah. So are you planning on carrying that, Walter?
I don't know. I gotta shoot it a little bit, and
they shoot really well. They're nice.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a holster for it, Harry's Holsters, they sponsor us.
Yep.
Harry's Holsters sponsor us, along with Franklin Armory that you guys see down there.
Yep.
Another set of folks who are out there fighting for folks in the Second Amendment. I know they get a lot of there's a lot of people that get mad at them over some of the things they do. I think that people need to realize that they're doing a lot of things to give us options with all the stuff that's coming at us. So I just
if you don't. If it's not your cup of tea, then great. It's not your cup of tea, but
no one's forcing you to buy anything.
Right. Yeah. Nobody's holding a gun to your head saying, hey, get that stuff, It's like,
yeah. By the way, if anyone out there or you, Walter, you want to get something from Harry's Holsters, the code Hank Strange gets you 10% off Harry's Holsters. Except for the clearance stuff. That doesn't work on clearance.
That, yeah.
Yeah, but it works on everything else. And he makes holsters for the
He does for these?
Yeah.
Okay, because these are really popular, I guess, for carry. So
yes, that's what Lola carries. For anyone that wants to know, she carries a shield. Yeah. So let's see, what does Trae have? What you got there, Trae?
My favorite, the Rattler.
Oh boy, Suki.
Yeah, I need to get you that stock.
Yeah, I know. I'll get up with you.
We'll get rid of that rubber and Velcro and get you some. Get
a railman stock.
Get some tail hook action going on in the back.
Yeah, I had to give me some tail hook action. Love my Rattler.
Yeah. Get the same stock that Chuck Norris's chin would carry. The KES. The KES from Safety Harbor Firearms. Not an endorsement by Chuck Norris, but an endorsement from his chin.
Yeah.
So what's that you're throwing up there, Walter?
Here's some shameless promotion. Boom.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, I last time we saw Mike from ATI, he threw one of these saddles my way.
Normally he was talking about it last time. Wow, it looks really good on there, Walter.
Yeah, normally it has 6 on this side and 3 on the other, but I did a field expedient modification and removed the from the side with the logo and all that.
No, I like that. That looks sweet.
Because it was just too much, in my opinion, for this little bitty gun. But yeah, it works out well. And all the hardware came with it for a Mossberg. Put it right together. It's already drilled. It matches the Mossberg pattern. So yeah, it went together real easy. And my modification was pretty easy too. But
I thought you didn't have any more 10 inches, right? You only had the 12-inch.
I think we might have some 10s still. We don't have 12.
I need to get with you on that too. I need to get with you on that.
Yeah, we don't have 12s. We had 7 and 10s. So
yeah, if anyone's if you're trying to get your keg 12 on, you better hurry up and make that happen.
We've still got some, so give us a call. They're still
I got it backwards. I'm sorry. You were out of the 7s, but you had the 10s left, right?
Yeah.
And that was the 7 you were showing us, right?
Right. Yeah. This is one of the, like I say, shopguns.
Yeah.
You know, I did this. This is
you get a
basically
10. Can you show us a 10?
I don't have one here. No.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
probably
that's
don't.
fine.
Yeah. By the way, Jafari H sent me a picture of, I think, one of his nephews rocking a mohawk. What?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
The mohawk is prevalent. So there you go.
The hawk is strong with too young.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Lots of things. So, and you guys are you're still working on the what was the Strybog?
Yes, those are. We're getting ready to we're getting ready to cut metal on the Strybog collapsible stock. So we are finishing up. Actually, Austin's at the shop right now. I got to go rescue him here. He was working on some stuff, and then we're going to start cutting the metal on the Strybog collapsibles here the next day or so. So we've got to have that all done for SHOT Show too, because that's coming up quick. So.
Yeah, SHOT Show's right around the corner. That's one of the reasons why after tomorrow's show, we're going to take a little break, like I've said before, except we're going to come back and do the Larry Zanoff thing because, I mean, you come back for Larry Zanoff, so. Anybody else, I'm not necessarily coming back.
I'll be live from New Orleans, Louisiana. Oh,
yeah. Oh, okay. So you'll be able to make it from Louisiana. That's good.
Should be. I'm going to bring all my stuff and
yeah, that's good news. Did you have any other guns, Trae, that you wanted to show us?
No, I was just messing around with my O lights that we were talking about earlier.
Oh, okay. So you got a Warrior. You got a Warrior X, right?
Yeah, I got the Warrior X with the pressure switch, and that thing is pretty darn sweet. We were talking about that. There it is off my gun yet. I haven't put it on the gun. Magnetic butt switch, so it's pretty cool. Magnetic pressure switch. You already kind of showed that off playing around with it. But also figured out that it'll go on the MR2 also, which I thought was pretty cool. I just took the pressure switch off, put it on there, and it works. That was pretty sweet. But yeah, I've been using the mess out of this one, and I've been playing around with the Warrior X for the last 2 days because I just got it in, and it is pretty sweet. Oh yeah, like the way they set it up.
How are you finding Olight? You liking their stuff? Are you having any kind of issues with it?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 of them now.
Oh,
and I love them. I've had 0 issues with them. I carry the little one in my pocket, carry the other one in my truck, just kind of beat it around, use it for different stuff. I got the headlamp one like you have, the 90-degree one. I really like that one. I have had 0 problems with them. They're easy to charge. I usually just plug them in the truck and let them charge for a little bit, get a green light, pull the plug charger or the magnetic charger off. They're becoming my only light, to be honest with you. I'm probably going to get rid of the other ones that I have. And I have a nice Pelican too.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. There was, I think we've got some time to talk about this fire control unit thing. I'm going to throw this up because I see someone asking me about SIGs in the chat here. I'll throw this up in our chat so that you guys could take a look at that. And then I'll throw it up here in the chat so everyone can see what I'm talking about. But someone was asking me a question about SIGs. And so this is on the Firearms blog, the fire control unit. Yeah, fire control unit unveils AR-320, P320 based AR-15. So if you look at this article, they're basically showing you the different things you could do with the P320. So basically, the chassis of the P320. I don't have one here, but I've shot them and stuff like that. So let me just explain this, Walter. So it's a chassis. It comes out of there. It can go in different things. So they have carbines that you can put it into, almost something like what's the name of the CAA Roni type of a deal, and then it goes all the way up to you could put it in what they call an AR-320.
Okay, so let me bring up one quick little problem here. Okay, you're taking basically the AR-320. Oh, what's going to be the gun?
The gun is that chassis, the chassis.
So you're going to have 2 serial numbers?
I don't know. Because can you do that? Can you go from a pistol? Well, this is still a pistol.
I guess maybe it's the control mechanism that drops in.
Well, the AR, yeah, but Walter, the AR-320 is still a pistol, though.
So what has a serial number? So you're going to have a whole AR-15 with no serial number? And
No. The chassis has
control group.
The chassis, which is actually serialized. So if you look at these pictures,
they call it a
red thing.
Also, Walter.
I get that part. So so the rest of the AR is not going to have any number on it?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to assume not.
So what happens when somebody takes that?
Get all the way down through it.
What happens when somebody takes that whole basically a whole rifle and builds their own chassis?
It looks like it's a trigger group.
That's not with a number.
Yeah.
You get where I'm going?
Assuming. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'm assuming that the way that they put this together, that the serial number shows through that, and it's not a firearm until that drops in there, because maybe that completes the lower.
But you can't go pistol rifle. I mean, you can go pistol rifle, but you can't go rifle pistol.
Yeah, but what they're showing here, the AR-320 is a
PDW,
pistol.
Walter.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they figure it out, but that's a good one. I mean,
it looks to me like it's a pistol. It has some kind of brace on the back of it.
Okay, well.
So that's not a traditional stock. That looks to me like it's a blade. It's not a blade, and it's not the what's the other stock? The what's the SIG brace thing called? What company makes this?
The SIG brace.
SB Tactical.
SB, yeah, it's not an SB Tactical either, I don't think. It says here. It says that way you can keep the vertical Picatinny rail, the rear, and use any compatible MCS, MPX brace or stock from the outline. Looks like it's direct impingement.
I guess I got it all figured out, but
yeah. I mean, they have to get it past the ATF. But,
maybe they just say it's not a bump stock and they're good.
Okay, I thought it was a rifle.
You thought it was because then it would be an SBR, but because
they said it was a PDW, so it's probably like a hard stock or that little arm brace deal.
Yeah, that's probably something we'll see at SHOT Show. I don't know if it'll be shooting, if SIG will have it actually out there shooting, but
yeah, you can go pistol to rifle, but you can't go rifle to pistol.
Yes, that's true.
Meaning you can't take a rifle from the factory and turn it into a pistol. Somebody's telling me I was wrong, but I know what I'm talking about. You're not gonna. You can't take an AR rifle and make it into an AR pistol, but you can take an AR pistol and make it into an AR-15 rifle.
Yeah. And here I'll throw up this. I know we had the conversation about the bump stock ban one more time, but I can see that there's some new articles that have come out, so I'll share that with you guys if you want to check out some articles. This one looks like it's from Reason.com. Says Trump's bump stock ban shows once again he's happy to ignore inconvenient laws. And it says today the Justice Department finalized its ban on bump stocks, which Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker claims merely clarifies federal law. It actually rewrites federal law, a function of the Constitution that the Constitution assigns to Congress, right? So we're talking about. Whitaker also wants us to believe that the bump stock ban shows President Donald Trump is a law and order president. Bullshit. They say to the contrary. I inserted the bullshit. To the contrary, it shows he's a president who ignores the law wherever it proves inconvenient.
Yes.
Yeah. The final rule defines bump stock type devices as machine guns under the National Firearms Act of 1934 and the Gun Control Act of 1968, because such devices allow a shooter of a semi-automatic firearm to initiate a continuous firing cycle with a single pull of a trigger. And it goes on and on. Pretty much they're having a conversation that we're having here, but I just wanted to share that with you guys before we get out, because you're going to see lots of stuff coming out on this. So,
Okay.
What was that?
No, I'm still. Okay, I know what I did wrong. Okay.
You're looking at an article?
No, I'm still looking at the real Donald Trump, but.
Oh, you still haven't posted on that thing?
Just leave me alone.
Okay, Walter,
send him a letter.
Go look for my post and repost.
All right, now wait, hang on.
They
can't have. There's not enough followers here. He's got jillions of followers, right?
He's got about 30. Is it 30 million or something?
It's 56 is 5.36 M, like million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 3.6 million.
Because It looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll write something to him. Dear Mr. Trump. Dear Mr. Trump.
You suck donkey balls.
No.
Don't say that. Okay, yeah, you're right. Don't say that.
What happens when people tell me what I should be doing? Like I'll get people Facebook messing me. You need to stop looking at tits and start doing this. It's like my auto response is automatically.
Yeah, pretty much.
One thing I don't like to be done is told what to do. When I'm, at the weekend, on the weekends I do whatever the fuck I want. So,
right, understood. Well, you should.
I mean,
we get an extra long weekend this weekend.
Oh, really? Oh, because of Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, what are you guys planning on doing for Christmas? Well, I don't know if you're coming back on tomorrow or not, Trae. But what are you guys planning on doing for Christmas?
Well, when's the last day? When are you not doing the blogging?
Wednesday. Tomorrow's the last day. Yeah, you are expected back here, Walter.
I will be here tomorrow with my bells on.
Your elves.
We gave you the day off to go to the movies.
Yep, I went and saw that excellent movie. Yep, got my history in.
Yeah. So how many thumbs ups you give that? You give, what was it called again?
Oh fuck.
The World War I movie.
Yeah. The war. Yeah. Something about forgetting the old. Let's see here. I'll find it here. But anyways, no, excellent flick.
I want to go see it now. It looked pretty good.
It's limited engagement, so there's certain times it's playing.
Santa Claus is not fake.
Santa Claus is not fake.
Somebody said that. How dare them?
I got your Santa Claus right here.
Ho.
They shall not grow. They shall not grow old. That's what.
They shall not grow old.
Yeah.
Definitely two thumbs up from you, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see that. Maybe I'll see it this weekend.
Yeah. It like I said, the color brings things to life. So it's not like it's a newsreel. Then it's more like a movie. So they did a really good job with it. So. All
right, cool. Glad you liked it.
Yep.
What did you guys have to do after that? You had like dinner?
Yeah, we actually stopped at a place right in the same mall as the movie theater's at that I'd never been to, and grabbed some grub there, and came home.
Okay, cool. I've got to throw up. I shot some video of the parade. I've got to throw that up. I need to edit it together somewhat, and then I'll throw it up somewhere.
Did you do a toys parade, Walter? With
this was a Safety Harbor Christmas parade.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I went down there.
All the military vehicles.
Have all the military vehicle guys come up for it?
Yep, pretty much. A lot of them you've met before. No, Sean.
Yeah, man, I didn't even know y'all were having that. I wish I'd have known how to come down.
And then at my house we had a little party. Yeah.
Yes. And and on the parade, we were all in the military vehicles, and we were throwing out toys to the kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those guys are awesome. They do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I love when y'all come up there. We have so much fun.
Yeah. So that was fun. It was cool. Lots of people. Shout out to the whole Darren
clan
contingency, the clan, the clan Darren.
Yeah, because you
those guys roll deep. They roll deep.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them. Yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they all like to have a good time too. So
yeah. And there's some cute ones too, and not just Sean.
I don't know. Sean's pretty cute.
There's some cuter ones than Sean out there.
Yeah,
so
there are.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Yeah.
So,
but I know one of them really liked my R8, but I was not trying to get in trouble with the Darren by like showing, trying to show off the R8 to anyone. And then also Lola was there, so I had to be on my
best behavior. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jake Delahome wants to know, he says, I hope they were gender neutral toys. I think they probably were, right? Those toys.
Yeah, those things have, there's ones that have
do you have any of those toys, Walter? I gave everything that I had away.
Look what I have. I actually have a whole box of them here.
Okay, so show us the toys that we gave away.
These are called Hanazuki, right?
There you go.
What is that?
These little Hanazuki things come in a little bag like this. Okay.
What are they?
Well, I'm working on it, Trae.
It's part of like a game, like so you have to use your phone and go online, and then
okay.
You download an app, and then there's these little pieces here that you. Oh hell! Oh, I dropped one. Oh well, I don't need both of them. Anyways, these little pieces like this.
Okay.
And on the back they have or on the bottom they have a little, like a face with a circle and stuff, and you scan that, and then it goes into the game.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then they have bracelets. They have little chips inside of them too. There's like bracelets the kids can snap them on the bracelet.
Yeah.
And I guess there's like an animated show or something with these little characters.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But wait, there's more. So then you open up the instruction things.
You can collect them all.
And they got all different shapes and colors of Hanazuki. Boom.
How do you get to buy all those bags to get all the different ones?
Well, they're in different series.
Oh, okay.
So this is series 1, I guess. We had lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots.
Yeah. And Scamp 900 says they fell off a truck, which I think they literally did.
Yeah, they did, by the way. But I only got part of them because they fell off a truck.
Yeah.
And we threw them out at the parade by handfuls. So
yeah, to the kids. And it was really cool to see like all these kids excited to, to get stuff. So that was awesome.
Well, I had to get rid of them because I didn't want to store them. So
yeah,
a whole bunch of them. Yeah. So
yeah, and you apparently still have some left.
I guess I do. Yeah, I didn't realize I had this. Actually, Chris the machinist, his boys, they really like this stuff too. So I'll give it to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
but
a shout out to Chris as well.
Yeah, Chris was there.
Yeah. If you parachute his 3 boys into any country that you don't like, that country will cease to function. I think within 48 hours, you can literally bring that country to its knees. Those boys are no joke.
They're always going. They're always going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Send them in with DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you combine them with DJ, I would leave. The area.
Take over the world.
Yeah. It takes
we'll end the bump stock ban. We'll send the kids in to whoop some ass.
Yeah, I would be really scared of that with that. Yeah. So those they're cool. They're cool kids though.
Yeah. I hate to talk and run, but I got to go back.
Yeah, you got to get out of here. Okay, we got to wrap this up. Okay, so Walter, real quick, just tell everyone what you want them to know, and then you can get out. And then
working on street bog stocks for those who are waiting. Working on the RS stock for the MP5. That's MP5 is coming along pretty quick. Like I said, we're taking off for the week between Christmas and that week in between, because Christmas is on Tuesday. So then I'll be back in town sometime toward the weekend, and then there's that final rush toward the SHOT Show. So getting ready for SHOT, getting stuff together, and hopefully I get some clarification from the ATF before the SHOT Show. But I'm not holding my breath.
I think they're going to be a little occupied, but
I'll make a call for you, Walter.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Maybe we'll start a campaign. We'll start.
Hang on. My wife says, "Isn't there a number you can call and see what's going on?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess I don't think it's going to make any difference, really. So, it'll happen when it happens,
Yep.
Yeah.
It's almost like getting your paperwork back on your NFA item.
Yeah. All right, Walter, we won't hold you. I know you got to run.
I got to go close.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks again for the gun. Thanks to ATI Outdoors.
All right. Yeah.
Give me Happy New Year, Walter.
Yeah, you too. You both, you guys. I will see Hank sometime during the week, I'm sure. So.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to say goodbye.
Okay. Cool. Yes. Okay. So, congratulations to the winner. Thanks to ATI Outdoors as well, Safety Harbor Firearms. Trae, what do you want the folks to know? How can they follow you? All that good stuff.
Aries Firearms Training at yahoo.com. Oh, not heck. Yeah, yahoo.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. You can touch base with us anytime. Obviously, Christmas is coming up, so I want to share everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, or Happy Holidays, whatever you want to say. You guys get the point. And just the normal stuff throughout the end of the year. Of course, I have SHOT Show coming up too. I will be at SHOT Show. If you guys want to hit me up, just let me know, and I'll try to hook up with you somewhere. And of course, Hank, I'm going to get with you and get you those 3 beers because I want to see you get drunk.
Okay.
Get you, lit. But nothing out of the usual. You know, it's the holidays, so usually try to keep it low key. Donating stuff to charities and things like that. So you guys remember that there's people out there less fortunate than we are, and make sure you go out there and help somebody out. At least donate to a charity, or I do food drives every year, and toy drives that helps people out. And I have teachers that pick out families in the school that need help, and then they come to me and I give them food like for dinner and stuff. So go out there and help somebody out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Christmas cheer.
Yeah, absolutely. I echo everything that Trae is saying about that. And I would add to it, you know, my dad always says that charity begins at home. Be nice to your family members. You be nice to your spouse, your family members, the folks that you work with out there and stuff like that. You know, it is the holiday season. Just as there's people out there that feel better, there's lots of people that don't. So, you know, just be nice to people, even though we obviously have opinions and things like that, things that we believe, things that we fight for. You know, this is a good time to remember why we do all of that. So, you know, bear that in mind. All right. So I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Keep fighting, keep pushing for the Second Amendment, guys.
Buy more guns.
Yes, stay awake, support the folks out there who are actually supporting us. And, you know, we'll keep up this fight. We'll see you guys again tomorrow.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Ciao.
We're out of here. Peace.